by the grace of God, to see that the attacks on our farms are reduced and by the grace of God ultimately eliminated. We are also hopeful that through this roundtable and consultation, and from the kind of stakeholders we've brought here, that the poisoning of cows will become history in Plateau.
We advocate a regional policing model within the federal structure, rooted in the federal character principles and optimized strategic deployment, resource sharing, and accountability. We recommend the following configuration: recruitment and training. Non-commissioned officers from the rank of police constable to inspector of police are posted within their local government areas of origin, where their local knowledge, language, fluency, cultural familiarity will enhance their proficiency. Officers from Assistant Superintendent of Police to Chief Superintendent of Police are deployed within their respective states to support operational command and community interference.
During the early months of each year, but also emphasize the importance of deploying resources proactively rather than reactively.
For the sacrifice he has made in coming to grace this special occasion. Your Excellency, sir, you are welcome. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Governor, our mother, who is very devoted and committed to the service of the state and supporting His Excellency, our dear Governor. Ngo Josephine, we're very grateful to have you present here. And the Secretary to the State Government, Architect Jato, Samuel Jato, a man with a heart for Plateau State. You're very welcome, sir. And the Chief of Staff that was nearly left out during the general protocol. I'm very pleased that he's able to be here with us, Honorable Jerry Satma.
But for the police, we see a corruption that is reinforced by esprit de corps. So where policemen have gone overboard, it happens in the military also. You don't wash your dirty linens in public, and so they protect their own to make sure that they are not disgraced. Perhaps because the boys have been used to do a deputy job for the Oga in the past, they deserve to be protected now that it is their turn. Unless sometimes a highly placed personality like the governor says, I'm interested in this matter, then everybody sits on. We have cases where criminals have been arrested and big men in Abuja sit down and say, release them, and they are released. Or sometimes people are arrested with evidence of crime. They are directed to be brought to Abuja. End of discussion. Nobody hears it again. These are the realities we are dealing with. Of course, those who are lower in rank are afraid of victimization. I agree with you, sir. Some of those postings that you suggested, they are quite apt. But I also think that we would still need at some level some bit of cross-cultural mix that will help us not just to be completely localized. So even though we are advocating state police, we can actually have a policy that insists that a percentage of the state police must be made up of other Nigerians from other states. We can also look at the religious dynamics in every state. And we can also make a prescription in that regard. These are the things that will reduce the chances of abuse. Because there is a possibility that in some states, some people will be excluded entirely because of their faith or because of their ethnicity. So these are things we need to look at. Of course, one of the critical challenges the Nigerian police has faced from time immemorial is poor funding. The issue of poor funding. And I think the bigger the institution is, the less accountability we'll have. But when we're able to make it smaller, we perhaps can have more accountability. And we can develop an incentive-based funding system where we set some parameters that every command must achieve, and then that success can be incentivized. These are all possibilities we can look at. And so I want to sincerely appreciate this conversation that we are having. I know we cannot exhaust it today, but certainly we can contribute to this national debate, and hopefully that our contributions from here will impact on the national debate. Next weekend, by the grace of God, we'll be having the Committee of the National Assembly on Constitutional Review, and that of the North Central will be hosted here in Jos. And I hope we can have the opportunity to contribute further to the matters of constitutional review and constitutional amendments that we need to make. I believe that our Constitution is too centralized. We need truly to devolve more powers to the states. And I've always said that the argument about local government autonomy is misplaced. What we need to do is to improve the operational capacity of local governments. When they become equipped and efficient, you will not need to talk about autonomy, because then they will be able to generate revenue that they can run, and nobody can question them. The reason why states will have some little bit of autonomy is because we are still able to generate some internal revenue, which no one questions the use of, at least not from Abuja. And that is the direction we must go. At the moment, the quality of personnel at the local government, the ability to generate revenue, these are things that are still very, very poor. And unless we improve those aspects, we cannot talk about autonomy. When a child has grown to the point of independence from the parents will know that the equation no balance, and that things have changed. And definitely that freedom will be given. So I think we need to ensure that more than ever before, we talk about efficiency at that level of governance. And when we do so, it will complement in the overall security strategy that we are putting forward as a nation. May God give us peace, but we need to work towards it. Thank you, and God bless.